Determine what you should test for Apex Learning. Learning objectives. After completing this unit, you'll be able to describe the key benefits of Apex unit tests. Define a class with test methods. Execute all test methods in a class and inspect failures. Apex unit tests. The Apex testing framework enables you to write and execute tests for your Apex classes and triggers on the Salesforce platform. Apex unit tests ensure your Apex code is high quality and meets the requirements for deploying Apex.
The Apex testing framework makes it easy to test your Apex code. Apex code can only be written in a sandbox environment or a developer org, not in production. Trial orgs are a special type of production org that Apex can be written directly in, but we aren't covering trial orgs here. Apex code can be deployed to a production org from a sandbox. App developers can also distribute Apex code to customers from their developer orgs by uploading packages to the Salesforce Platform App Exchange. In addition to being critical for quality assurance, Apex unit tests are also requirements for deploying and distributing Apex. Apex unit tests lead to better code as it ensures that your Apex classes and triggers work as expected, has a suite of regression tests that can be rerun every time classes and triggers are updated to ensure that future updates you make to your app don't break existing functionality, meets the code coverage requirements for deploying Apex to production or distributing Apex to customers via packages, delivers high-quality apps to the production org, which makes production users more productive, delivers high-quality apps to package subscribers, which increases your customers' trust.
Code coverage requirement for deployment. Before you can deploy or package your code for the Salesforce Platform App Exchange, at least 75% of Apex code must be covered by tests, and all those tests must pass. In addition, each trigger must have some coverage. Increase your code coverage. When writing tests, try to achieve the highest code coverage possible, including positive and negative test cases and bulk and single record processing. Don't just aim for 75% coverage, which is the lowest coverage that the Salesforce platform requires for deployments and packages. The more test cases that your tests cover, the higher the likelihood that your code is robust. Sometimes, even after you write test methods for all your class methods, code coverage is not at 100%. One common cause is not covering all data values for conditional code execution. For example, some data values tend to be ignored when your class method has if statements that cause different branches to be executed based on whether the evaluated condition is met. Ensure that your test methods account for these different values. Let's look at an example. This example includes the class method getTaskPriority, which contains two if statements. The main task of this method is to return a priority string value based on the given lead state. The method validates the state first and returns null if the state is invalid. If the state is CA, the method returns high. Otherwise, it returns normal for any other state value.
Note: the equality operator performs case-insensitive string comparisons, so there is no need to convert the string to lowercase first. This means that passing in CA or CAA will satisfy the equality condition with the string literal CA. This is the test class for the getTaskPriority method. The test method simply calls getTaskPriority with one state, NY. After running this test, the code coverage for TaskUtil is 75%. That's not bad, but we can do better. The reason our code coverage is at 75% is because our test class didn't contain a test to pass an invalid state parameter. Similarly, line 11 wasn't covered because the test method didn't pass CA as the state. Let's look at two more test methods to cover those scenarios. The following shows the full test class after adding the testTaskPriorityHigh and testTaskPriorityInvalid test methods. Rerunning the test classes shows coverage for TaskUtil is now at 100%.
Other things to consider. Now that you have a better understanding of why we test our code, keep the following in mind when testing your Apex code. You can save up to 6 megabytes of Apex code in each org. Test classes annotated with @istest don't count toward this limit. Even though test data rolls back, no separate database is used for testing. As a result, for some S-objects that have fields with unique constraints, inserting duplicate S-object records results in an error. Test methods don't send emails. Test methods can't make callouts to external services. You can use mock callouts in tests. SOSL searches performed in a test return empty results. To ensure predictable results, use test.setFixedSearchResults to define the records to be returned by the search.